The Sentai Review, episode 182. Rangers in Space Review, part 3. Okay, here we are.
Space! The finale, yes.
Yes.
Finally.
Time to end this.
Right.
This is going to be interesting. Hold on,
this
let's
is gonna
watch
be fun.
this.
Yeah, because we got four grown-ass adults sitting in a tiny room.
Yep.
And Shane put a fan in front of the door.
Okay,
and now he's trying to get out of the door.
Got a really big bass right there on that fan there.
It also doesn't help that you took the cover off, so this is going to be extra fun when... Don't worry, Shane, it's just plastic.
There he goes.
There he goes.
He made it.
He
I don't know what just happened just now. There's a fan going. You might hear it from time to time. It has been hot here in Illinois, and we have this constant problem in our area where it seems to have rained almost literally every single day, so the humidity has been super shitty.
Yep. So let me equate it to people who don't quite understand humidity. So if you're in like Arizona or Texas or Nevada or something like that where it's actual desert climate, some parts of California, and the day gets to be in 115. Okay, it's 115. It's kind of hot. It's like you can roast an egg on the fucking sidewalk. Over here, if it gets to 95 degrees with 80 to 100% humidity, it feels on par with that 115 degree day where you could roast an egg on the sidewalk.
I'd say it feels worse.
Yeah, the sticky sucks.
Well, me and Nick were talking about it not too long ago. He went down to, I think it was Las Vegas for a while. And he said during the entire weekend that he stayed there, it was hot as shit, but he wasn't super sweaty. He was relaxed. He was calm. It was good sunlight. He sat outside. He had good breathing conditions and everything. Mm-hmm. Said he came back here, and a week after being back here, his nose was stuffed up. He was sweating just from standing in place.
Yep.
It's just nasty.
This fucking humidity is a bitch.
Oh, yeah. And one of the major routes had, some of the pavement come up on a bump.
That's been happening all throughout Illinois, actually. My girlfriend's family lives, an hour south of us, and literally one of the roads, bubbled up like a fucking graboid swam through the fucking road. Literally just fucking giant asshole fuck you speed bump from the road just bubbling up. And half of fucking downtown Peoria is doing that. And part of Pekin is doing that. And apparently Bloomington is doing it. And Springfield is doing it. And getting up towards Chicago is doing it. Because I got a friend who lives up there, a few friends that live up there. And they're like, yeah, the roads are starting to become shit. Because all the rain is causing, everywhere else keeps getting sinkholes where the road just falls the fuck in. Not here. We're getting the opposite. The road is just bubbling up.
Yep.
What the fuck?
We're getting nice launching pads for people who are speeding.
Yeah. Yeah, you can be doing 80 down the highway, and next thing you know, you're in a fucking Fast and the Furious movie. Just taking ramps and spinning, and fucking might as well have the Dukes of Hazzard horn just as you fucking crash into a fucking lake. Cause
it's at this point the Duke boys just realized they fucked up.
Yeah, exactly. Fuck. This place sucks. Why the fuck are we still here?
We're still here right now because we're waiting for Shane to come back.
No. I meant why are we still in this shitty state? But
that's unexplainable.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. They finally at least bumped minimum wage, thank God, so now I can work my Mick job and make the same as you used to. Working your great factory job.
To be fair, you're only going to make $2 less than me.
I know.
I'm in high consideration to leave my factory job.
Understandable. I just got a fucking raise at work. All of like, what was it? 15 cents or some shit. I'm like, woo, money!
What were you looking for?
My morpher.
No, not the more. I went to the DVD box set, so the episodes off.
You could have just looked
that.
on my shelf.
Yeah.
Then you would have seen it.
Yeah,
In
it's
fact,
on the
I
shelf
put it
right
on
down
the
there.
shelf last night.
It doesn't matter. We're still in the intro. Say your fucking name. We'll pause it. You go get it. Jesus, you don't know how this works?
Sammy Ray Proto guy.
Seth Lovelsario.
Scott Action Jackson.
Reploid Bill, William Bush.
There.
Hey guys, I know you're about to get your podcast on, so I'll be quick. If at any time you feel like dropping your own opinion into what we're talking about, head on over to fandomnight.com, and all of the contact information for every single one of our shows, including the one you're about to watch, is there. Alright guys, I'll leave you alone. Alright, so let's talk about these here Rangers in space. Let's get this done.
Not just Rangers, but we're starting into the Psychos.
Oh, yes we are.
Yeah, we get to start with rolling that beautiful Sentai footage of greatness.
So what are we on?
Well, we are on episode 31, and that episode is called Rangers Gone Psycho.
And the episode starts off with them battling a monster owl who is not wise to pick a fight with the Rangers.
Yeah, it's just some random fucking owl that has no purpose whatsoever other than let's fill the 5 minutes that we didn't
It's literally
film.
kind of out of place
Right.
because usually the episodes start with the Rangers on the ship talking or something, or them down on Earth talking. This one starts with an owl fucking swooping in. I'm like, whoa.
And we're already at the end of some episode that we
Right.
didn't see.
Right, so we're like, did I miss them?
Yeah.
You guys are fighting a giant owl, and I didn't...
Look, like I said, the fact that it started off with Sentai footage, I was like, oh shit! This would be a good one.
And apparently TJ's taking command by calling forth a battle formation.
Yeah.
Yeah, he does
And
take...
you're going to notice that a lot, actually. I think that what happened is unspoken, but I actually do think there's a lot of evidence that shows us that Andros did step down. I don't think he's leading.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the times, TJ is the one that's blatantly calling what they're going to do. This starts happening a lot from this point on. It's not that
Yep.
Andros is any less important to the team, which is what I've been saying the whole time, but realistically, Andros was not leading anything. And even in these episodes, he doesn't do anything that makes me feel like he's calling the shots.
Yeah, literally the only thing he was leading was his own suicide mission to figure out about fucking, oh, where's Zordon? Oh, where's my sister? Oh, where's I need? Me, me.
Which doesn't end, by the way. He once again lone wolfs at the end of this, but we'll get there when we get there. But that's what I mean. That's his character. He just lone wolfs all over the place and has very little purpose whatsoever as a leader.
Although his lone wolfing is cutting down a bit.
It doesn't happen until the end of space now. He's done with it for the most point. He's started to realize that he needs to watch what he's doing because his actions affect the team and he can get everybody killed.
And now that he has a girlfriend, he's a little bit more worried about that, too.
Yeah.
I don't need to kill off everybody, including my my girl.
Yeah, it is like official now that him and Ashley are like together and stuff.
Right.
And once they get back to the megaship, Andros is mourning the loss of his sister still, and then Ashley tries to brighten his mood.
Yeah, which is a girlfriend thing.
And that's fine. I mean, Andros sitting in the chair looking at the locket. You know, he had his sister back, and he lost her. It's time to be sad. It's fine. Okay. You can be sad on that.
Yeah.
So and your girlfriend's got to come cheer you up.
Look, I've been sad about things before. Never before have I just instantly been picked up because, hey guys, let's go do something fun. Oh, hey, burgers and fries.
Yeah, that was their
Burgers
fun.
and fries. Usually
And lots of fries. Lots of fries.
There's lots of fries
Yeah,
too.
lots of fries.
They all got the same thing, by the way, which I found funny.
Yeah.
They all got the same fucking burger and fries, and then a side of fries
Yep.
to go with that.
Listen.
And then all of them reached over one another in awkward ways to grab what they felt was their burger, and all the burgers were the fucking
Let me tell you
same.
something.
Yeah.
Maybe you guys don't understand this, but in the Ranger universe, Bill just lost a family member. How do we cheer him up? Burgers and fries instantly. You're
Skiing.
done. You're done.
Skiing.
Yeah. Skiing, snowboarding, skydiving.
Yep.
All for charity, too.
All for charity, too.
That's the Ranger universe. If I'm having a bad day and I've got a knife to my throat, you know what fixes me up? Hey, Seth, come over. Why? Because we're going to film a couple episodes and sit and talk bullshit and play games. Okay, I'll be there in an hour. I got to put pants on now. I've just been sitting here naked because I pay my rent.
Could you speak up? I'm not wearing pants.
In the Rangers universe, though, we'd give him a call and be like, hey, man, I know times are tough. Let's go snowboarding. And he's like, dude, we're in the middle of fucking Illinois. And we're like, I know. We're going to turn left.
Yeah. There's still an Angel Grove, which is next to a fucking river, ocean lake, the fucking jungle, a vast desert, volcanoes, and
a
fucking snowy mountaintop.
Yep.
It's like a 2-minute helicopter ride where we could skydive out and go snowboarding at the same time.
We talk about global warming and how it is a very dangerous, thing. It could happen, polar ice caps melting and all that stuff. Well, Angel Grove is global warming.
Right.
So, okay.
This is where we get to hear the communicator sound. Not from the communicator.
Yeah, I thought that was funny. They actually
see that device that girl had?
That little mini computer thing?
Oh, that little sidekick looking
That thing
yeah.
is advanced for 1998.
For then, yeah.
I'm not surprised by the whole stealing of a soundbite.
Right.
I guess here's what I'll say. I'm not surprised. Billy made those damn communicators. They're still using the same watches.
Yeah.
They make a different sound now, but Billy made those fucking watches. He also made it on no budget whatsoever in a garage, being a kid.
Right.
I just noticed something, and it just hit me. You're all right. They do wear those communicator watches.
The same one?
Yes.
But they don't talk through them. They talk to their morphers.
They try to.
No, it's like a both. It's a back and forth thing.
Both.
They do both. It's like they have the communicator now, which is a new age variant of the watch. Mm-hmm. But every now and then, they will just use the watch and tap on it, and it'll fucking
like later on when Carlos gets zapped to the fucking Beetlejuice desert planet.
He uses the watch.
He uses the watch,
or tries to.
Well, he doesn't. He doesn't have a morpher because he was playing soccer.
But then when to jump ahead again, when Psycho Rangers are like, oh, let's be smart and let's voice analytics, they try to use the communicator. Oh fuck. Don't do that because voices.
It just depends.
Yeah.
I guess it just depends. Like if they're out in the middle of out on the streets hanging out, watch. If they're on the ship, because TJ does it with his morpher, and he's about to do it. He's like,
it's nothing.
Which that's something I have to bring up later as well, but we'll get there.
The only thing that is going on here is that if we are to assume that Billy actually created that morpher, that makes a lot of sense that he would update his watch idea and integrate everything through a singleized system. The watch works. The watch is a teleporter. The watch is a tractor, a tracking device. Why not also make it the exact thing that makes us morph? Now everything is tied to your wrist. Everything. Which is also something he'd already done because Zeo, he did it.
He said tractor.
I know what I said, which is why I corrected myself.
I love that. He's got a tractor in it.
I know what the fuck I do. I do what I do. Sky do what it want to do.
Now, before we go too
He's got
far,
that Ant-Man technology.
Yeah.
Now what's next?
Okay, let's see. The Rangers view themselves being broadcasted on TV.
Yeah.
While they're eating their burger and fries.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, they see a news report that some building was just fucking destroyed, and then all of a sudden the Rangers come around the corner with terrible aim, by the way.
With
right.
black little
yes,
things
that's
on
the
their
only
chest.
thing.
Right.
That's the only thing that's different is that their chest doesn't have the multicolors.
Right.
It's all black.
But here's something else too. They walk up to a fucking live news camera and start shooting.
Yes.
We've already discussed that the world powers that be are fucking Rangers, and they just make nukes in a space station floating above the planet where they could just blow it the fuck up.
This is also not the first time that they've witnessed something like this. The Mighty Morphin Power Rangers went rogue on camera one time.
Yeah.
They had weird black gloves.
Yeah.
So the Rita News Network is having their field day right now.
Well, maybe the world leaders looked at that footage and were like, guys, we have nothing to be worried about. And like, why is that? Well, look at them. They couldn't hit the broadside of a fucking barn. Why do we care?
Because
point blank range.
Because even though they can't hit the broadside of a barn with a fucking newscaster, her sound guy, and a cameraman, you go to the fucking Mall of America, which is jam-packed full of assholes, because 4th of July still blowing off fireworks. Broadside of the barn don't mean shit. At this point, you're lobbing fucking grenades.
I get it. If you're in a populated area, they probably hit somebody. Since they weren't in a populated area, they just have really shitty aim.
Yeah.
So then we get the real Rangers show up, and they start battling, and we see the Dark Rangers' weapons look more evil.
Right.
Not exactly.
It's like an actual dark sword, a more accurate axe, a pink bow.
A pink bow.
Yep.
Bow.
That strikes terror in anybody. I'll point a pink bow with an arrow and tell me if you don't shit your pants.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Well, you don't have to worry. I'll probably miss you.
So this is the introduction of the Psycho Rangers.
And
we
then
see them.
We see the Psycho Ranger forms with their evil laughter.
And they wreck the Rangers.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
They're so much stronger.
Yeah, they say themselves faster than you, smarter than you, stronger than you, but we are evil!
Yeah, they had to make that a point.
Evil!
Mm-hmm.
That's because in this universe there is good and bad. Evil is a real thing. It's not an idea. It's not a philosophy. See, here's the thing. In the real world, we can't simply say so-and-so is evil. Because, yes, you can make a reference like that, but you don't understand that sometimes evil, in many of its concepts, has led to things that have been a very good thing. In fact, as extreme as it is, to judge a person and say one guy is a good guy and one is a bad guy in this real world context here is very hard to do, because I would ask you a question. Do you think Gandhi is a good guy or bad guy?
Depends on the point of view.
No. Then I'll ask you your point of view. What do you think? Is he a good guy or a bad guy?
I'm concerned I don't know much about him.
Well, I'll put this one down for you. For all the peace and philosophy talk and everything that Gandhi did to move forward and say, this is better for us, and this is better for us, and peace, and love, and kindness, and acceptance, and yada yada, he was also sleeping naked with 14-year-old children. So, good guy? Bad guy? Do we condemn him on one level? Which maybe we should, but at the same time, if you do that, look, there are gray areas in real life. Yeah. We don't live in that universe in Power Rangers. Right. You're a good guy or you're a bad guy. Like at the end of this review when I have to bring up Corone.
Yep.
And I will bring up Corone at the end of this.
Yep.
So the Psycho Rangers do a mind meld.
Basically.
To try and learn their powers.
This makes sense.
They learn their fighting styles.
Nope, makes perfect sense. 100% perfect sense.
And then the Silver Ranger shows up and the Psycho scatter.
Well, they don't have any data on him.
They don't have any data on him.
He's basically consider him a wild card.
Weird.
Because there's no Silver Psycho.
There is no Silver
for
Psycho
now.
Nope. There never is.
Nope.
Even that one that will show up is a fake.
Yeah, I know.
There never is. And there's a reason for that.
I know.
Do you?
There's a reason for a lot of things, too.
I know where these things came from. There's no doubt in my mind. I know who the Psycho Rangers are. I know where they came from. I know why we only see them here. And why we never see them again. We see them when they come back for like a crossover event.
Yes.
But that also goes into something else. I know what they are. I figured it out. Took me a while, but I can't believe when my mind finally focused on it, and I said, "Oh shit, I know what they are."
I have my own theory on why there wasn't a Psycho Ranger. They said that the Psycho Rangers were made from Yeah.
It taps into Dark
No,
Hunter's
they're
No.
tapping in.
Yeah,
to
they're
Dark
using
Honda's
Dark
energy.
Dark Spectre's
sorry.
power.
Spectre. Dark
Yes,
Honda's the
Dark
other guy.
Spectre's
Yes.
power.
Dark Spectre's power. And
They're not made from him.
they're tapping into his power, okay?
Tapping.
Now, even a guy that powerful has a limit.
Yes.
How much stronger is the Silver Ranger compared to the other Rangers? Think about it. He is significantly stronger.
Yes.
I don't think they could make another one because
I think they could. That doesn't make sense.
They could
of
have,
course they
but-
could
yeah.
because she's using him as a power source to kill him.
Yeah.
That would make perfect sense. Why not make a silver one? There's a reason they didn't make a silver one. There's
Yeah.
a legitimate reason they didn't make one.
maybe because he's never around half the time.
No.
Because they don't have one. I know what they are. I know exactly what they are and where they came from.
I think I know where you might be
You're
going.
going to explain.
Oh,
it
did you
in
finally
this-
figure it out?
Again, wait a little bit.
Maybe.
At the beginning of the series, we did something. Something fucking huge. And we've dropped little bits of information as we went through here. Here's some information. Get some information. Look, I've been asking a question since they fucking showed up. And then after they showed up, they left. And then I said, where the fuck did they go? Where are they? Why didn't they do nothing? Well, they had to have been so-and-so places. These Cycle Rangers are robots.
Mm-hmm.
The robots that were with Zordon. And
We
Alpha.
created 5 Ranger robots. And we sent them to Eltar. Then Eltar is attacked. Zordon is captured. He's captured. That's important.
Yep.
Not only that, they took all of his equipment. They took his 5 data cards.
Mm-hmm.
Then, if we're to assume that they were capturing things, they captured 5 morphed robot rangers already connected to the grid. And we already know that magic and different darknesses can corrupt energy. We also know that sometimes when robots grow or are introduced to massive amounts of energy, they change form.
Yep.
We've seen it multiple times. Then, after stealing Zordon's stuff and actually downloading parts of his database, they also accumulated another form of information, which determined what these Rangers are. As Psycho Rangers, what colors are they?
Red, black, blue, pink, yellow.
You know why that's significant? Because Zordon has the most information on a group that is exactly those colors.
The original Mighty Morphin.
The original Mighty Morphin.
Which is why Pink has a bow.
And if he knows now the other weapons are questionable, but listen, if he knows the Mighty Morphin power more than any other power, which is true, he did. He had it the longest.
Blue had an axe. Power axe.
He does. Yes,
Black had the power X. Zach had the power X. Billy's blue had the power lance.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but here's what I'm getting into. The reason I could tell you that these are corrupted robot rangers. And when they were corrupted, part of the magical forces and everything, they also download fighting data. They download from the morphing grid. They grab the Rangers by the face and pull energy from the morphing grid and download data. Well, if they've already done that once before, they downloaded it from Eltar, which gave them a lot of information and manipulated their systems to be more like the Mighty Morphin.
That's not the only thing they downloaded, too.
They probably got the Alien Rangers info, which is why we didn't see them destroyed, but we see them later on.
That I'm going to be bringing up a big thing, too. But these guys, there's one other thing. When you look at them, you notice something else? If you were to rate the Rangers that stand with us right now, how would you rate their placement on the team? Not in terms of leadership, strength, fight to the death. Which one of our Rangers goes down first in the space? Got a lot of silence here.
I think yellow.
Think yellow hits the ground first? Well, this is interesting, because now take that same question and put it to the Mighty Morphin. Who goes down first? Come on.
I would say black.
In no way.
Nope.
No way ever.
No offense.
Zach was super strong.
No offense, I would say Kimberly.
Kimberly. That's interesting because the Psycho Pink is the weakest of the group.
Yeah, she is.
Now, who would go down next?
For Mighty Morphin or Space?
Space.
I'm going to say Pink.
Now, who would go down in Mighty Morphin era? Fight to the death.
Okay, because of their skills and stuff, no offense, I'm going to say Billy.
Oh, that's interesting because Psycho Blue is the next up the ladder in their strength category.
I noticed I'm getting
You
here.
see that there's an awful lot of interesting development here.
And
the
then-
Psycho Rangers explain what the fuck happened to those robots. It's them.
And then,
And
if you're
to make things worse, not only does grab face fucking Vulcan mind meld, that doesn't just sap from the fucking energy grid. They literally pulled from their minds. The Rangers even say, "Yeah, I felt them sucking data out of my head."
Right.
They pulled memories too.
Because knowledge is passed through the morphing grid, and they're taking it physically.
Yes.
No.
So they
fight
sapped
to
a
the-
bunch of other shit, like memories.
This
and
is also
feelings.
the reason we've never seen this again is because we had 5 robot rangers that were connected to the grid. We corrupt 5 robot rangers and create 5 monster rangers. But they're still connected to the grid. Unlike other people, like, say, Astronema, who when she is a bad guy, she can't stay connected to the grid. But these can, because they were specifically connected to the grid in a special process by Zordon. And we just took that and corrupted it exactly like we did Tommy.
Yep. Only instead of having a candle, Big Bad thinks he's strong enough to keep his own life force connected to these idiots.
He did not do that. Remember also, I'll put even more emphasis on this, the Robot Rangers needed a lot of energy just to function.
And
They had to plug into lockers at school and shit.
If you remember, at the same time,
They couldn't make it through a normal standard
Dark-
day without pulling energy.
Dark Spectre even said, "I'm getting weaker.
And he doesn't know why.
You need to find out who has betrayed us. Why am I losing power?"
Well, look, after we capture 5 Robot Rangers and corrupt them, we find a problem. They take a lot of fucking energy. But then, dumbass just took the only person that was even somewhat on his side and corrupted her to be self-serving and completely evil. And she said, "Oh, they need a lot of energy, do they? I know where to find some."
You have a lot of energy.
You got a lot of fucking energy. And you don't need to know that my Rangers need a lot of
To
energy
be fair,
to make it.
Dark Spectre wanting Astronema back kind of fucked him. He fucked
does
himself
fuck him.
because the first half of the show, she is loyal to him, doesn't
Yes.
betray him, doesn't even consider it. Then she gets the Borg implant.
Which makes her completely evil.
Yeah.
No, part of that goodness is loyalty. That's what I've
Yeah.
been trying to explain about this fucking guy that everybody says Ecliptor is not honorable. He's self-serving. He always was. He's evil. He's self-fucking serving.
You can be self-serving and give a shit about one person in your life.
Right.
Right.
He does. I honestly believe the only thing he's self-serving. He wants to move up. It's all about me. But if Astronema was in danger, I honestly, that'd be the only
But
time.
it's still a form of self-serving. Look, here's the difference. And this is very important. Corone was still a good guy. And it is a good thing to be loyal. He's not loyal. Ecliptor is not loyal. We also proved it that he'll even go behind her back and do what he wants done.
Yep.
Now, does he love her? Yes, but it's a selfish love, comparable to something else that we've seen in the dark side of the Force. Anakin doesn't have unattached love. He doesn't have a great, powerful love for Padme. He has a possessive, passionate love. That when it comes into question or problems, he fights against it hard.
Yep.
And at the end, when he's fucking starting to embrace darkness, and Padme comes to him directly and says, please look at what you're doing. He says, you know what? If you don't love me, and he chokes the fuck out of her right there. He's possessive, passionate love.
Mm-hmm.
It is not the same thing as somebody that has unwavering loyalty, love, respect, admiration without possession.
Mm-hmm.
Ecliptor sees that girl as his daughter. Key emphasis on his. So he does give a shit, and he would stand for her and do something. It doesn't make him a good guy. Now, her, they took that away from her. All that loyalty shit, they put these fucking things in her head and made her completely evil and cut her off from anything good she ever had. And then she said, I don't give a fuck about that Dark Spectre shit.
Yeah.
Made her turn on him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she just happened to capture a while back. They happened to capture, because look, they were gutting Zordon's stuff.
Yeah.
If they take Zordon's stuff, and also on that planet, there's no Zords or anything like that, so it was just 5 Rangers that could morph there on Eltar and try to defend these robots. And that also explains that once the kid transforms, he's no longer that little kid, he turns into the big adult. Well, they capture the robots in that form.
Mm-hmm.
And they never go back to human form because the corruption of all that darkness turns them into these monsters on the inside.
Yeah. In fact, after fucking Pink and Blue are gone and they do turn into humans, there's no little kids, so we can't even go back and be like, oh yeah, no, look, that one actually turned into a kid.
Because we never see him take any form of a human form.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not until they're down and they actually have to, quote, blend in.
Yep. When it's just the 3 of them left.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm telling you, the other thing that proves it is that we'll never see this again. Once these guys are destroyed, and no good guys ever make robot replacement Rangers that can tap into the grid again, we don't see this again. Mm-hmm. We don't see evil Rangers like this ever again. We see Rangers that make a choice to be bad. We see Rangers that are corrupted by the power grid because 2 White Rangers, too much of any one energy on one side in one compartment is a bad thing.
Because Trent deals with that in Dino Thunder.
But we never see this again because these robots have not been made again, so they can't be corrupted again.
His whole thing is kind of like Tommy Oliver's. The power corrupted him.
Yes. I'm positive that's where these guys came from.
I think it's a spiritual successor to Mighty Morphin. Dino Thunder is, in a way.
Meh.
Anyway, somehow Zane was close by again, even though he was helping.
That dude just randomly shows up now.
For
the rest of these episodes,
I hate that.
He will randomly show up.
I fucking hate that because
He's
as far as I know,
the refugees from KO-35, and he's like, oh.
He's on another fucking planet.
But that's what we call a Zane Ex Machina.
Yes, and randomly Zane Ex Machina will just happen now.
And any episode that they have problems, Zane's there. And I had a big problem with that. Yeah. I really did. I mean, like, dude, either be with them or don't show up randomly.
Yeah, I was starting to get pissed. I was like, where the fuck are you? Like, how do you know and just show up?
You have 5 Psycho Rangers, dude.
Like, literally, you're not even in the story.
Literally, you are a wild card. Because your silver power is stronger than theirs. You could actually fight them better than they can. The Psycho Rangers will probably still kick your ass.
Well, I would make the argument that we know that the Rangers can beat the Psychos, but the Psychos have something that these Rangers don't. They are manipulated. They are stronger physically.
They also have no remorse, which also helps.
And if they are actually pulling memories and power from the morphing grid, they also have the experience of the Mighty Morphin, which puts the space to shame. Mighty Morphin had a lot more fighting combat experience.
Each person had some kind of background.
Yes.
Billy, not as much, but, his brain power was unmatched.
So now we go on to the Psycho Rangers hanging out above the city, listening for any kind of communication.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah. All of them are spread out, and they're just listening.
And
which I have a problem with this. No, I do. This makes no sense to me. It makes for good episode stuff, but it makes no sense. Corone knows what the Rangers look like.
Yeah.
I'm going to question that later.
Yeah,
too.
exactly.
I'm going to question that later.
I question this right now because if they pulled all the knowledge from the Rangers with that mind meld, you guys should know what they look like then.
They should know already.
Yes.
Corone knows what they look like.
Yeah.
She knows what they look like, and like
Most
Scott,
of the bad guys have seen them unmorph.
and
Yeah.
like Scott said, when they pulled out that
Yeah, it's
data,
like,
I know what you look like. Why am I
Right.
listening to you?
Right.
Why don't
I know
they,
more than what you look like.
Why don't they
I know
just-
what you look like after the shower.
Why don't they just walk right up on the motherfuckers and gut them?
Right.
Like, this makes no sense.
Clearly, you have that ability to blend.
Yeah.
I would have
Yeah.
if I was them. If I was because obviously the Red is still their leader, even though none of them, they're all.
They're all corrupted by evil.
And so they
just
all have
like,
they
and
all
just
have their
because
soul.
they're ultimate evil, they're all self-serving.
Yes.
Yep.
I'll work with you because we have a common goal.
There is no loyalty
And we see
amongst
that
them.
in a couple of episodes. We'll
Yes.
see that
Right.
unloyalty shit. I would have been like, listen, guys, we know what they look like. Why don't we blend in?
Right.
Maybe not look like this because we stick out like a sore thumb, but let's look like them, humans.
Right.
And let's walk around the city. Split right out. If you see them, gut them.
Of course, it is funny watching the Psycho Rangers thinking that they hear the Rangers and they start attacking.
Oh my god, that was my favorite
Right.
part is where
The grandparents?
with the old people, Psycho Pink and Yellow are like running down the car and they freaking shoot it and then she rips the door open and that lady's like, "Ah!" with her
Right.
fucking with her advanced for the time, but now super out of date tech.
Right.
Because this thing right here in my hand is 50 times more advanced than
Now-
anything that they had.
But I feel dumb because there's one question that didn't dawn on me until much fucking later in like another episode. But thanks to something like this, what the fuck insurance company is making all this fucking money with like Rita monster insurance policies? Because like
I'm gonna tell you something. Right
motherfuckers' cars keep getting shot and blown
I am
up,
literally-
buildings are being destroyed.
Rita-
now.
Rito's
Literally,
insurance
I
company.
already know.
Right, that's just
Well,
what I mean.
When
like-
you
That makes
live,
sense for Rito.
When you live in California, because of all the earthquakes,
Right.
wildfires, there's certain insurances.
yes,
right now.
there's certain insurance that you have to have,
But now because monster attacks are so common in this universe, I guarantee you, when you buy a house or you have a car, I bet you get monster fucking insurance.
right?
Nope, the government is actually working on this problem right now.
Yeah, they're gonna make
Right.
they're gonna make a team, and that's
No,
what the
I'm
Lightspeed
serious.
Rescue is.
Yeah.
There isn't anything concrete in place to handle this type of situation, and this will be proven at the end of this series when they have the invasion and they destroy like fucking 80% of the city. No, there's a reason. This is important. Like, you're laughing,
No,
but
I'm laughing because it is actually more like 90% of the city.
I am gonna bring that
Right.
up too.
in real life, somebody has to pay for that shit.
Yeah.
Yes.
Tatsu is not going to do that shit pro bono.
Well, there's a reason I can tell you that it didn't get paid for. It didn't get paid for. There are insurance agencies that are out there making promises, monster insurance and shit like that. There is.
Yeah.
Because there would have to be, just like you said, in California. But these institutions don't actually have the ability to cover what they're promising. And the reason I can prove it is because in the next series, when you start the next series, what are people doing?
They're leaving.
They're leaving Earth and
They're leaving Earth.
and they're joining the colony Terra Venture.
Yes, a good portion of them want to do that. Other people are just leaving Earth.
Well, to be honest,
And
with
the
you,
whole place is fucked.
and the end of space also brought something else that you don't see right now. An invasion just happened. A city nearly gets annihilated, and I'm telling you right now, I don't give a fuck. Lots of people died.
Oh,
Zane,
yes.
Zane,
Yeah.
Zane, not Zane's fault, but he did kill a lot of people when he fell on that building.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
And Zane was the idiot who brought his stuff down and changed it into a Zord.
He did.
Right.
What was he going to do? You
But
gotta
to
fight
be
the
fair-
planes?
I'm telling you right now,
He
dude.
just fly around and start shooting the things instead of
Okay,
going
he
into-
could have flown as a jet.
Yeah.
then. Yes.
Yes.
No, that's
I
right.
will give
he
you
could
that
have.
he did.
Yeah.
I think he made
Coming
made
down
mistake.
as a Megazord and swatting at
But
flies.
when he
is
fell
kinda
on that
dumb,
building
yeah.
and crushed it, I'm promising you, somebody had to be in there. Maybe not a lot of people. Maybe people started to evacuate. But you're going to tell me that entire
No,
building.
there's a lot of people
not
that
one
died.
person was left
Yeah.
in there.
There's going to be a
Right.
lot of people that die at the end of the series. But that's what I'm telling you.
And then
is
because of this invasion, what is Lightspeed Rescue? It's a government-funded emergency force that picks the brightest people in their field. So Carter
to
manage
respond.
a pissing bot. Yes.
No, yeah, but there is a legitimate government purpose.
Yeah.
They are not superheroes. They are not Power Rangers per se. They are an emergency force that responds to these kinds of situations: fires, earthquakes, monster disasters.
You kind of get that later on with the Legendary War, where some of them show up during that.
Yes.
Right,
Yeah.
because that's their
job.
And
because of
their government job.
And because of space leads to the Lightspeed Rescue. In the future, we get a police force in the SPD that are that's obviously a government-funded police force to handle not only on Earth but other planets.
And in the past,
because this is not but this is not handled well. I'm telling you, when you guys start Lost Galaxy, which is our next series, right?
Yes.
Our next series, I'm telling you, people are leaving Earth. Not for because it's a promise of moving into the future and because Terra Venture's being lost. Earth sucks a dick. There's an old lady that almost gets fucking mugged and killed for her fucking tickets.
Yes. And if it wasn't for Leo, that woman would have she would have been mugged and unharmed. But
because we're in the Rangers
in
verse.
reality, she would have been gutted and left to rot.
Why?
Yeah.
Because desperate times are upon us. The government systems are collapsing. The economic structure is in trouble. Then this is not the only city that was attacked. I'll promise you that.
No, they were
There
attacked
too
all
many-
around the
there were-
world.
There were too many fucking robot dudes that were sent down to Earth. It's true that Angel Grove is what we've seen, but this happened all around the planet.
Yep.
The reason why Angel Grove was the main target
It's because she knew the Rangers were there.
they're always there.
But
When they're not on their ship, they're in Angel Grove.
But you saw destruction like this across the entire planet's surface, and as they're trying to rebuild, and the government structures would be fighting with each other, and all these insurance companies that claim that they could handle these kinds of situations
and to be
didn't
fair,
handle
it makes sense.
Now people want to get the fuck off of
it
Earth.
also makes sense because, like, listen, guys.
Also, after this happens, it is revealed that there are other planets with human settlements, and a lot of these people are like, it's fucked here. It's fucked here. I want to go there.
No.
And I think that's one big reason why they launched Terra Venture.
Right.
I think
is
they
a
built
reason.
Terra Venture, and they're like, guys, better
I
play.
actually know where Terra Venture came from, too. It didn't hit me until the end of the last episode. I know where Terra Venture comes from.
What's that?
Astronomer's ship that lands that is light years ahead of our technology and all our curve. Just like in Robotech, not that it's my favorite anime, but in Robotech, a giant spaceship crash lands on our planet that is like a couple thousand years ahead of our technology. We reversed engineered it and turned it into a human establishment with a city inside of it.
So Terra Venture is the Dark Fortress?
Why wouldn't it be?
That makes
Yeah.
sense.
Look at its size.
Yeah.
They just made it bigger because Terra Venture is really big.
Re-engineer it and build on top of it.
Yep.
I just want to put a pin in this, and I want to remind everybody to keep this in your memory, because we're not going to get there for like another fucking year, because done with series for a while. Fuck.
Anyway, back to this series. The Black and Blue Psycho Rangers hear Zane's communicator and capture him.
I want to bring up something with that. They hear his communicator after he fucking ducks behind a building. This motherfucker, everybody else has beep, beep, beep on a wrist, right? Whether it's a wristwatch or he has a fucking cell phone. The OG brick that fucking flips down and you pull out the antenna. Hello? Why are you hiding? It's a cell phone!
This is 1998. We do have cell phones.
That is kind of confusing. What is he hiding? Like, what's he think he's giving away? He's holding... Other people have cell phones. That is kind of funny that he ducked behind a building to use his cell phone.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, if he would have stayed out in public and then all of a sudden, hey, Psycho Rangers show up. Now there's a lot of casualties. I get it. Let's just write this over
I
here
honestly
because we
believe-
don't need death in Ranger
Sometimes
Universe.
I
but-
think they just duck so they can have a private conversation. Because what if my fucking wristband goes off and fucking you guys don't know I'm a ranger, but we're sitting in here, my thing goes off. Well, I better.
Today, I'd just be like, fucking turn your goddamn smartwatch off, Shane.
Yes.
We're filming.
You're right. Let me go actually put it in my bag.
Then Shane is gone for like 40 fucking minutes of our episode. We're like, where the fuck did Shane go?
Where the fuck did
I
he
come
go?
back.
He
I
must
come
have-
back like
Had to take a shit.
That's tough shit.
Yeah, right after all the monster alarms and shit went off, and they told us to evacuate to shelters, and
Right.
nobody could find Shane, dressed all in red.
Uh-huh.
I swear to God, I'm not a ranger.
So Zane is taken to an abandoned library.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And the Rangers
Oh,
go
they
to
get
rescue
Bugs
them.
Bunnied. Oh, God,
The
yeah.
invisible video game walls that they come across.
And just, hold on, we got... Bam!
And they're like,
Ow! What the fuck
it's
is...
invisible.
There's a wall here.
Damn invisible video game walls.
Then they have to they can't morph because
we need a distraction.
They have to have a distraction. So why don't we make the car go?
And then we get the Psycho Rangers anime running.
You all know your Naruto running, right?
But you know that running like that doesn't do anything.
Right.
You're not faster when you put your arms behind you.
But you sure look cooler.
No.
Oh.
You look like a douche.
Oh, okay.
And during this next Psycho against Ranger battle, we see the Psychos pulling from the dark evil Green Ranger doing the green Kamehameha ball.
Hadouken!
Yeah.
They all did that.
Yeah.
'Cause evil powers.
Meanwhile, while all this is going on and the Rangers are worried
Green
about
lightning,
Zane...
green lightning.
Let me tell you something about that Zane part. Let me tell you something about that thing. But he takes...
Were the attacks that they did, they weren't green, were they?
The lightning was.
Yeah, the lightning was a green, but then I think everything else...
I think the ball of energy was like orange.
Yeah, I think the ball was orange, but yeah, the
Mine
lightning
looked like it
shit
was green on my Netflix when I was watching it, so...
I will have to redo that. After all this,
I don't know,
I'll
whatever.
rewatch it to see. I'm curious now.
If it was green, I would make the argument that they pulled an awful lot of techniques off the morphing grid, downloading from Zordon's Zordon's catalog of information on Eltar, and they would have seen that the Green Ranger had these kinds of abilities during his evil powers.
Yep.
Yeah.
Maybe that would explain that.
Could be.
Yeah, that's true, because I want to say at one point in time, I think it is Red Psycho, I don't know if it's this or later, like he'll take his sword and stab it into the ground to do the fucking shockwave thing.
And Tommy
So-
did that with the Sword of Darkness.
Right.
So anyway, the whole Zane thing, when he's
trying to escape.
Right.
He knocks himself down, he grabs a broken pot, and he's like, let me cut this rope, right? So we go back to what the Rangers are doing. Then we go back to Zane, and he finally gets it cut open. Now, here's the part I don't understand. Was it necessary for us to stay on him for 20 seconds while he unties himself?
And then runs away.
I sat there, I was like,
Right.
Yes, because we have to fill a 22-minute, 31-second quota.
Yes.
I get it, but for like 20 seconds, I'm watching this dude untie
I
himself
know.
from
Yes.
a broken chair.
But that's just like at the start of the episode when they knew that they didn't have enough footage because they didn't film enough for this fucking...
So they just used Sentai footage right off
Right.
the bat.
Yeah, so they were just like, they're fighting an owl. Why? What do you mean, why?
Don't
Because
worry
there's
about-
an owl.
It's
Yeah.
a monster. It's a
It's
monster.
a monster.
Monsters attack weekly, okay?
Yeah.
God damn.
If not daily. Whatever.
Yeah.
Just
I'm
fucking
positive
do a thing.
what happened is they filmed this entire episode, and then when they were done, they were like, guys,
Shit.
we have like fucking 15 minutes and 42 seconds. And they're like, what? Well, we have to extend that. Like, is there any conversations
Okay.
or anything we can add?
Add the-
We don't have time for that shit. Let me see that Sentai footage. Did we fight this owl thing?
No. Added in the beginning of the episode, it starts off with the fight.
Is there a storyline for this owl thing? And they're like, yeah, this dude wrote this, fuck that. Throws it out the window. Owl thing. Fill the 5 minutes.
Okay,
No.
we still need about 20 seconds. Have Zane...
Extend that fucking kidnap scene. Extend that
I want
kidnap
to
scene.
watch him untie himself.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, technically, we could have done it where, Zane just freed himself and, then Rangers try to show up as he's already leaving because
I
he's
just
freeing
felt like
himself.
the pacing of that episode
know,
kind
we-
of went to a screeching halt when I watched that man untie himself.
It's just like normally
Right.
episodes are cut for time where they
Yeah,
cut
they are.
shit
They
out.
are, but
This actually happens too, where they're like, this needs to be longer, and that
Yeah.
does actually happen in movies where they'll extend conversations and shit to get a second here, 3 seconds here, just so they can hit like a quota area.
Yeah.
But so after Zane frees himself, the Rangers are fighting, and they get
And the Psychos get migraines.
well
Yeah.
right before that, they electrify the shit
Oh, yeah.
out
Yeah,
of the. And then when they get their migraines and they disappear, the Rangers are like sparking and they fuck. Remember how like when the Megazords spark and
then
they fall
they fall down and blow up.
Yeah, they did that, except for the blowing up part. Because
Yeah.
then the series would be over with. Zane to the rescue. I'm the only ranger left. Let's do this.
Good thing we have Zane Ex Machina here.
And then he shows up, and he's like, and the guys are just laying there fucking half dead.
Well, mostly dead.
Well, yeah, because you can see their suits are all tore up.
Yep.
From the
No. He's mostly dead. I can work with this.
And basically, that was... And then
Yeah,
the psychos go back and like,
Yes.
why did you bring us back? We had them, blah, 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 blah. And she's like, you'll destroy them.
And then Astronomer explains how they're tapping into the Dark Spectre's power. And,
Yep.
and
Let's
her plan-
attack them one at a time.
Well, she needs to keep this fight going as long as possible.
To keep draining
if
his
she
power.
Wins, if she wins, she doesn't kill Dark Spectre.
Yes.
And if she loses, she doesn't kill Dark Spectre. So now she has to play this interesting game of chess where she has to somehow keep these Rangers under her command. But they can't know what's happening because just like she has no loyalty, they have no loyalty, and she knows that because now she's super motherfucking evil. And she's not about to tell them what's going on because
It's
it
her
will
personal
fuck her.
gain. This is her personal gain.
Even though at the same time she is telling Ecliptor, but she also realizes, because of her disattachment from everything that she could possibly care about, that for whatever reason, he listens to her and likes her,
He's the one...
so she doesn't have to worry
She's
about
the
him.
one thing in the galaxy that he will not betray. Yes, going
But he
behind
will.
going behind your back and
Is
doing
betrayal.
something. It
Yes.
is. But I'm talking a flat out, hey, Dark Spectre, she's fucking you.
Yes.
He won't do that.
She knows
Yeah.
that's not a problem she has to deal with.
Yeah.
So that's-
He'll betray. He just won't fuck
so that's
you over.
basically
Yeah.
that episode, unless you have anything else. Okay.